That's
Color.
That, hmm.
Anin, bonjour, everybody. If you want to, we're going to get going here in a little bit. If you want to start finding your seats. We're going to be starting off with some ceremony here with a dish setting. So you'll see if the drum keepers could please stand. See if I can turn this up a little bit. Can you guys hear me? We'll get going here in a little bit. We'll start off with our dish setting. And when you see the pipes going around, if the drum keepers would please stand so that they can recognize where you're at. Okay. Sorry, I have to be really close to this microphone for you guys to hear me, I guess. Okay. We're gonna get going here in a few moments. Okay. Anyone who would like to offer some tobacco can come up and place that right over here to my left. Yep. So welcome everybody. Anin, bonjour. My name is Kelly Applegate. I am the Commissioner of Natural Resources here for the Mille Band. And I'd like to welcome you to our 2024 inauguration of the Mille Band's newly elected officials. Can we give a round of applause? So before we officially kick things off here, we're gonna let our tobacco be put out and light a pipe and do the dish setting. So we welcome all of our visitors today. I see a lot of familiar faces out there. We welcome our employees, our elders, others, other government agencies that came out to visit us from counties, cities. And we certainly appreciate you being here with us today for this momentous and historic moment. And you probably see on the agenda that the Master of Ceremonies is supposed to be our Secretary Treasurer, Sheldon Boyd. But due to some unforeseen circumstances, he wasn't able to join us this morning. So I am stepping in, and I'm glad to do that in the moment's notice. So please bear with me as I figure out the flow of the ceremony and the inauguration today.
After Joe lights the pipe, we're gonna set a dish, and that's when Joe will speak for the dish and invocation for today. And then he's gonna translate a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Sheldon. He had something family matter. Yeah. And he always writes those beautiful speeches. Like, yeah. So as soon as our dish is set, we'll light a pipe, and then there'll be Joe Naquinabe Senior will do an invocation for us. And then he'll translate.
Good morning, everybody. Not taking anything away from Kelly here, of course. Thank you, Kelly, for jumping in. We will be at this time setting a dish. So Joe's going to talk for the dish here initially. And then Joe Jr. is going to be packing the pipe. And what we're asking at this time while Joe's doing the pipe after he lights it is that any of the visiting drum keepers, please stand up if there's any visiting drum keepers. Otherwise, drum keepers, please stand up so Joe can find you here. Thank you guys for coming. We appreciate you. And if anybody in the back would come on up, let's snuggle back in, right? We're a family here. And if you guys have a couple spots at your table, go out and grab a group of 3 or whatever and welcome them to your table so that we can all come together for this. There is a separate room, but it would really be a shame to have 10 people in that other room when we have 20 open chairs here. So come on in, let's snuggle in here. And as soon as we get everybody kind of seated, we'll get started. I see the flags are way early. Tony, we appreciate you guys. We'll be a little bit though. Dad does his thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say a few words and then give Melanie a blanket.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
And then they're gonna sing honors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll ask them to rise after I give her the gift.
Okay. Great, great. Oh. Okay. At this time, our elder, Joe Naquanebi Senior, will speak for the dish.
Aha, miigwech. Hadden de maken dat we een keer wou. Als hij maar wagos ni peminig. De kege maar nungum sabindi ka zuro o nagan. Nage maar wisnewen. Miungo chenish nabe gabi chigewat sama. Agoi chmawa ni manidu un sama dejamentu abaki ginindu angu ki bishoma sananig. Sama wewene. Chiganawaba miguyang. Kina do ma gana mi awa de snabe a piche je wene men sama ipe minden do no ki me shoma sananik na gema no komes so we do kawinda awa de snabe sama gego ishiwe bak keres nunguma aturo nagan mima so riba jemade ta sama jeniga ni gewin mima di kanawan dang sayo zaga igan man zaga igan bimade zuwen. Kena do ma gada mi geget ma ipin to epin again mi ma yesend sama de we do kawadno gwi diane shna baby nanig keres na do ma gada mi ma gwe do sama we ne sir maunji un diang we ne de wane diang kena do ma gada mi ge ma ni bo ma ya ma gadu sama awa pare mamade wenda aw anishna be a gwe ma kamen sa gego ye chigel kima ia gue makami goyang sama jenimi diang nage jibaki ginang guangu ke mishuma sanane mima ia pa ginang guangyu we abeskiwe jiga gue makami goyang nage ma jiwewe bena biang nage ma jigiwa sayang ige ma ipa ki ginang guangu ke mishuma sanane nage ma nukumas mima iwi du ka goyang sama iti bakuni goyang sa Inwa ia pagina nga au, we abeskiwid. Migo apare ma agwe ma kamad gego wenye ma ane shnave migo apare ma apaginad. Ke au kiwenzi ma abade nga nundawa gika gigidad mima ikidad migo itugo apemi nang o ane shnave wen bi itugo we makame nang. Kena do magazam migo akena gego apemi ni goyang. Ijiu ne shishing. Kiki na dwe ma ganito miki ma mikwene madno manaman sa gewin ma ichi ano kid gewin widu kawad sa no ane shnabin mi gewin ma migwe chiwiyat nage ma akina gego ma abisha chigeta widu kawad no ane shnabin kiras dwe ma ganito mi o unaga na abia sa chigadig Mikuma isha chigi warango ane shnabig ma baki gininda au gimishoma sanan. Nage ma sema nungo ma giudape nanan miungo marido de ismindo asama baki ginenda au ge bishuma sanan kuma yudape nat nuge da sema nan nage o wisnuan ida shukuma medek na duwe ma ganado sama ishkash ki tuya na pagizan daba no asema nage o wisnuan dia goij mikdash ki ma di shagana shimuyan anin ma yao gawin de kandasi na awanio Adishnabe win apemini going. I'll interpret a little bit about what I said in English as some of our guests do not understand the Ojibwe language. And it's always an honor to have you here visiting with us. And I'm sure you don't understand our language, so he asked me to interpret a little bit about what I said. Virgil gave me tobacco, and he put a dish out here to ask for the money dug that we prayed to here to help us out as we make another step forward in our future. And he also wanted to thank our outgoing chairperson for all the work that she did to keep us going here, keep the battle going. Seems like we're always in a battle. At one time, they tried to take away our drums, our religion, and our language. And we were able to overcome all that. That was federal policy. And then again, they tried to take away our hunting, fishing rights. That went all the way to the Supreme Court, and again, we put them down. I'm just kidding you. Yeah, if you attack us, we'll put you down. Because we got some pretty strong medicine here. We got one right behind me, that drum and that tobacco. And now we're in the middle of a border dispute. And I'm sure Melanie would have wanted to stick around to see how that battle ends, but I think she left things in pretty good hands here with Wagush taking over. And I'm sure she didn't leave the cupboard empty. We have a full cupboard. And she just wanted to kind of have us, Wagush kind of wanted us to kind of unite. I know sometimes we have a lot of separation here. And a lot of times we have disputes. And the one way we can overcome that is by uniting. And I myself personally would like to challenge every Anishinaabe in here. When you go to that government center, go over there and ask them how you can help them. Don't be asking them for a handout. I think we need to start doing that. We do could help each other. And so he put a dish out here, and this is what we do here at Mille Lacs when we are in anytime we're going to do something, we bring a dish out with our drum out. We have 11 drums on our reservation here. And we'll be starting, I think next week, we're going to set our dates for when we're going to open them. But everything that they try to take away from us, they have failed. And all because of us getting united, staying together. And I heard one elder here talk a few years ago that the only one that can take anything away from us is the one that gave it to us. And the Manitou gave us a lot of things here. And I also hear them say that everything that was given to us is good. And I believe that. And you look around the walls here, all these guys that made some sacrifices to help us keep going here. And I know we're a little bit out yet, but we still need to be Anishinaabe strong. And we'll keep doing that as long as we got our drums. Miigwech. I forgot here. I'm getting up there in the years now. So the brain plays tricks on me once in a while. No, I'm just kidding. There's a dish up here, and we'd invite people that to come and grab some of that food that was put there. That's kind of good medicine that'll help us in our endeavors as we move on from here. Miigwech.
Miigwech, Joe. Now we'll have a playing of our ceremonial drum. This drum is the drum of Joseph Naquinabe Sr. and George Morrow. And singing on the drum today are the Little Otter Singers. Okay. We will wait till the dish is gone first.
All right, so we know that we don't have a big enough dish for everybody to eat, but the idea is that we're coming together again and uniting here. And as we feast through this dish, we're helping everybody along that way. So don't be shy. Come on up, take a cookie, take a grape, whatever you feel like. Miigwech.
Just winging it. I found out about 20 minutes before. It's like, oh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's usually the thing. If you have something like that, you won't sleep the night before. Oh, Emily. Ten minutes. And one of your topics alone is a 3-hour discussion. They can't. They can. Chairman Jackson, there's a seat right up here in this table here. Okay. Okay, now we're at the ceremonial drum, right? Okay. Okay. We are ready now for the ceremonial drum. This is Joe Quenebe's drum and George Morrow. And our singers today are the Little Otter Singers. So here we go. Miigwech. Please remain standing for the flag song. Oh. We're now going to post the colors. Carrying the Mille Lacs All Veterans Eagle Staff is Quentin Sam, United States Marine Corps. Carrying the United States flag is Anthony Pike, U.S. Marine Army, Iraq War. Carrying the Mille Lacs Band tribal flag is Renee Pewash, U.S. Army, Iraq War. And carrying the POW MIA flag is Jamie Short, U.S. Army. Now we'll have an invocation by Joe Nakonabe Sr. You may
Please
sit.
remain standing. No, I'm just kidding you. Oh, don't worry, Margaret, little ladder, some of being to get go. Okay, the dog, nugget, you mean what a kid, don't worry, Margaret, maybe the wow, with him up, and me the Kuyan. Mio, additional base, some of you and I couldn't. You know what be in the mountains, the Abajiadi or same one, some of the Abash squad, you money doing. The kid, don't worry, Margaret, me ma. Mrs. Zaga getting a young going, you give a show us an adage, and I give him the commerce. Being you up, I mean, the going some the pictures are going to be going, Juidu ka going some gego, you should way back. Okay, no more good, no more at the ban. So I have a skill, like Palema, Guima Kamadi, and the Shnabe and some gego. You should gain it, Bigo, a Palema, a paganad. The Kirash and the Wemagan. Miguel Pagan even in the Numayama, Jibata Kawani, Paganan, Mikoima Newing, Ish Nuad, Beauty and the Kamagakidio Nuden. Nagiude Spimming Ish Nuad, Beauty, Mequanaminda, or Nagandazid, Manidu, Nagio, Tishkabe with Ainen, Anangeo, the Jui now and the Gandhi of Bigaziki Nini, the Kagama Nugum Wasa Konanda Geo, Dakim. Ninundua geo kiwanzi maabirin gika gigirud mima ikirud mima now kweli koima ajanas Madagascar o manidu mima bigana waba madni with the nation abayman. The kirashma nungum Michigan waba minna gajamin wendang sa nungum waba miguyang sama sema chigayang nagima tawanga o unagan sama jinuidu ka guyang digan jinitza kokiyang sa jinanabishkamangio. No, but might as well win. I am a manchiwan. Kin and we mark another Nigima king. You should know when Nudi and the Kamagaki or Nuden. Nagudi with our saga gunning the noon of our Kiwansi. Maita Shmartni, Maritun, Rabbi Bama, Saint Ma king. Mean and we mark another go. You know, when Nagayo, Nagadid, Maritu would get the gun. Nagayo. And the Shnabe win Mashkiki. Kinan the way market the Miguel Bejigo, you know the way market and the way market and Besho anyway among Mio apimina kakina giguyo when shnabe when gabaya abajitu young. Mio when a bujo. Mi gawin maikilit sa nama when shnabe say match gate gawin to be quite him in. You just show gawin you get to zima nagin you danisa nani ogusan. You dapanama you dapanawa you get the same anan. Agayo we snu and ungo ma dapanamang. Kinan doy magan. Ni po maayaw ng maritu de siminto sa mabaki ginento ang go ni misuma sana ni nagi man no komes ni game abede ni dindu to wa o kwezi a kaganu shit sam di po maayaw ng yo manitu migo gawin ga keskitu sina kena but the batwa ya na o giz sa win the bawed migo ma chicken wings na di ba wi ban kiresh mi don do magan to bi ga o kwezi man lumaya na ganang biya sa gachu inen Nindundo wa gawin ma apating ika gigidod miko kinengyo manito nandawoji yotap na wa no gila say manan kiresh ndo ma gila mige our squad manito de jemen dishman sana ma gego wanantaman ma cha gego ma mani kido yan biya awi boya ka sedu diu gagi gidwan ijasho ma menek na do ma gila ma Ishigas kituyan sama pagat magbogi la semanan. Mio. I just talked to the commissioner of corporate affairs and we're gonna get some teachers made. You mess with us, you're gonna fall. Be good.
Okay. Miigwech, Joe. I'd like to acknowledge some of our visitors that are here with us today, so I'd ask them to please stand. Terry Lovegren with Pine County, Board Chair and Commissioner, representing District 3. David Minke, Pine County Administrator. Rebecca Foss, Pine County HHS Director. Dave Oslin, Mille Lacs County Commissioner, representing District 1 and 2A. Jenny Reynolds, Mille Lacs County Commissioner. Don Zeman, Mayor of Hinckley. Leah Jackson, City of Hinckley Administrator. Joe Baringa, City of Onamia. Shannon Gijik, Executive Director of the Minnesota Indian Affairs Council. And any other Minnesota tribal liaisons that are here from the state of Minnesota. Please stand. And we'd also like to acknowledge Chairman Farron Jackson from Leech Lake. Please stand. And any other tribal leaders, please stand if you're with us today. Miigwech. At this time, I'd like to welcome to the podium former Solicitor General for the Mille Lacs Band, longtime supporter of the band, Tad Johnson, to say a few words about Chief Executive Melanie Benjamin.
Miigwech. A lot of you are saying, is that old attorney still here? I tried to retire in January and Melanie said I couldn't. So anyway, I actually got off a Greyhound bus about close to 40 years ago. I promised my parents I would stay here for a year and then get a job in a bank or something. And here I still am 4 decades later. But I want to congratulate Chief Executive-elect Virgil Wynn and District 1 Representative Carolyn Dolio and Carolyn and Leanne Benjamin were both my students, and also congratulate to Sammy Thomas from the school board. This is an important day in the band's history. In 52 years, the band has only had 3 tribal leaders. So this is an important moment in the band's history, which needs to be celebrated and remembered. You know, please take note, America, this is what a peaceful transfer of power looks like. So one of my favorite quotes is, "The past is never dead. It's not even past," William Faulkner. And one of the band's great historians who worked on both treaty cases just wrote a really great book about the band, and all your ancestors are in it. I saw him out there. I just wanted him to stand up for a minute. Bruce White. I tried to write something describing him as Santa Claus looking, but he said, "Take that out." I saw. He wrote a book called "They Would Not Be Removed." They Would Not Be Moved. Thank you. And it's coming out in October. I hope everybody buys it. It's a great book. I got the chance to read it, and it's all about all these folks on the wall and all of your ancestors. So, so the gentleman up in the corner up there, Shabashkin, in 1880, the U.S. wanted the Mille Lacs Band to give up its reservation and take allotments at White Earth. This is in Bruce's book. Shabashkin told the commissioners he would rather that his bones bleach out on the shores of Lake Mille Lacs than to move. And that has set the tone for tribal leadership. Actually, a lot of great people came before him and after him. And I've had the privilege of working for the last 3 tribal leaders. Art, Gabo, was a great visionary. He wanted the treaty rights researched, and ultimately he lived to see the beginning of the litigation. He wanted all the band members to have jobs, and the casinos opened shortly before he passed away. And both Melanie and I were mentees of Art. We were both hired by Art. She as Commissioner of Administration and I as the Solicitor General. And so I was actually on the hiring committee that hired Melanie. So I've watched her in action all these years. Marge, of course, a great tribal leader, took over when Art passed away. She ended up litigating, overseeing the litigation of the 1837 hunting, fishing, gathering case, and a case that ultimately went to the Supreme Court. During Art and Marge's time, the very first self-governance compact was signed here on the Mille Lacs Reservation, and some people don't understand what self-governance is. In the old days, the Bureau of Indian Affairs used to tell us how to spend all of our money. What self-governance did, which was something that Art pushed for, and Melanie would go out with Art and testify about it. They wanted the money in a big block grant. A few tribes did, Red Lake, Mille Lacs, Mescalero, Apache. And the tribes wanted to reprioritize the money themselves, do away with the BIA regs, and redesign the programs as the tribe wanted them. The Republicans liked this because it was the government closest to the ground was doing the governing, and The Democrats liked it because they thought it was the next great phase of Indian governance, tribal governance. Now, all the Ojibwe in northern Minnesota are self-governance. They're self-governance tribes. It's, about half of tribes are this way, but that started here at Mille Lacs. And so these leaders did all kinds of fantastic things. I mean, Marge was a builder. She ended up everything from spiritual centers to the government center to the clinic. And so Melanie, and to a certain extent, I was mentored by some of the best folks. They had guts. And I think what people will remember about tribal leaders, the words and deeds of Shabashkin and all those others on the wall over there, and the words and deeds of the folks on this wall too. And so it's a moment where we can reflect for a second on what can be accomplished as a tribal leader. So for the last quarter century, Melanie's been the chief executive for a long time, and I think in 100 years she will be remembered as the tribal leader that fought for and on the boundary and got the federal government and the state government to recognize it. And also, there's so many things that that happen, and that I was told last time I was given 10 minutes, I took a half hour. So I'm trying not to do that. But I mean, these things don't come easily. Some people think, well, the boundary was done by a bunch of lawyers, which, we have the best litigators in the country, I think. And great historians, great, a lot of people worked on these matters over the years, self-governance and gaming. Melanie was one of the early founders of the National Indian Gaming Association. So, but what people don't see, what band members don't see, and Chief Executive Wind will suddenly, under the statutes, the Chief Executive has the role of dealing with external governments. And what Melanie developed over, her 10 plus years as Commissioner of Administration, and then 24 years, 2 decades of being the Chief Executive, was the ability to talk to people at the state level and the federal level. And a lot of folks don't understand how important that is, but we would fly out to Washington with Art, and he said, every time you come out here, you need to get at least one thing done. A lot of people think it's fun to travel, and it's really not. And I remember we had no money when I first started. So Art, Dave Abed, Don Wadle, and I all stayed in a hotel room with one bed. So that's, we had nothing. But, now you have the tools to do a whole bunch of things. And so over the years, I've had the privilege of being in the room many times with Melanie and state and federal officials. I mean, we were in the room with President Obama, with the Secretary of Energy more recently on the Water over Nickel project. Governor Dayton, I remember one time we were in with Dayton, and actually he called Melanie up, and Melanie had just done him a big favor. And he said, how can I repay you? I owe you, Melanie. And she said, well, how about putting our reservation on the map? Just like that, just without a moment's hesitation. But I've watched her change someone's position or opinion about the band on topics of huge importance. And to all of you band members, I remember thinking, I wish everybody could see Melanie in action like this. Because she's very fearless in dealing with anybody, from the President of the United States to the Secretary of Interior. And, you know, she's very professional about it, but we get our points across. And there's a lot of important things that happen in the field of external relations. And so a lot of things that we have gotten over the years has been because of those government contacts and our lobbyists, our great lobbying team, our great litigation team. And all of that gets put together, and all of that information filters through up to the chief executive's office. And she's got a little tight group that deals with those issues with her and helps her think through it. But for the most part, she has been in charge. So she's been a great advocate for tribal sovereignty, preserving the language, fighting for treaty rights, fighting for clean air and water, diversifying the economy, and establishing so many programs for band members. And I'm from Boys Fort, so we get no per cap. We don't get much. But they will pay for my funeral, which is nice. I'm looking forward to that. But I could go on listing accomplishments all day, but I think what ultimately we remember about tribal leaders is their character, their ability to get things done, their ability not to be pushed around, their ability to stand up for what they believe in a good way. And Mille Lacs has always been seen as, you know, in Minnesota, the good band that fights within the process. We use the administrative process, the courts. We testify, we write when necessary. But, you know, we fight on the same turf as everybody else. But we also make friends. And having friends at the federal and state level is very important. And that's kind of been one of my tasks over the years, is to work with Melanie on those relationships. And it's made a big difference. And so anyway, having seen you folks go, and I've seen generations of you grow up, and a lot of you have been my students. Now, two of my graduate students are going to be on the tribal council, which I'm very proud of. And Leanne's going to be on the school board. So, so today we begin a new era. Everyone wants Chief Executive-elect Virgil Wynn to succeed. There'll be a lot of battles, but the band always wins the war, because in 200 years, those who fight against your rights will be long gone. But the non-removable Mille Lacs band will still be here. Good luck, Mr. Chief Executive-elect, and good luck to the rest of the tribal council, the school board, and the band. It's been one of the great honors of my life to work here. So, Chimiigwech.
How about one more round of applause for Tad, please? So a big part of why we're here today and the successes that we have here for the Mille Lacs band are due to our Chief Executive, Melanie Benjamin, and her lifetime spent sacrificing for our tribe, sacrificing her time away from her families, sacrificing, you know, everything that she is. As a fairly baby tribal leader, just learning what those ropes are, I know that it's not easy, right? And you're always getting hit from side to side, and you're always, you know, dealing with different things on the day-to-day basis. And as we look forward into the next whatever's next, right? We want to make sure that we honor the life and that sacrifice of Melanie. We wanted to make sure that in coming together today, that we sent her off in a good way and that we really honored and respect where she's at. You know, I heard Kathy Shaver say that somebody was her sparring partner. So if I ever had a sparring partner, me and Melanie sure were, you know. It was nice. It was awesome to see her and her leadership over the years. And they really are big shoes to fill, and I'll do my best. With that, we have got Melanie a gift here, and after I give this gift, Melanie's going to say a few words, and then we're going to jump back to the drum for an honor song for Melanie. But so this Pendleton that I'm about to gift Madam Chief with is Renewal by Pendleton by Hartberry.
Buju Anina Anishinaabe Duke, Mino Gijiga Nungum, Mandaman Indigenous Cause, Melanie Benjamin Indigo. And today is an excellent day. It's a good day. It's an exciting day. And I wanted to start out by saying miigwech to Joe for speaking on our behalf, because that's who we are. And Jim Clark many years ago said that we always start off with tobacco in those words. And so that's been very important. And I just wanted to say miigwech to the Money Doog for answering all my prayers. And I have always asked to have strength, and he's given me many blessings. And the strength is to carry on, to protect who we are, all of us, as an Anishinaabe Mille Lacs band, and to give me that strength to fight for our land, our treaty rights, our sovereignty, our culture, and making sure we always have that for us to be who we are as an Anishinaabe. And 4 years ago, after I was reelected, I had decided I wasn't going to run again. And I was talking with Emily, and we talked a lot about it. And so over the next 4 years, the last 4 years, I've been talking to band members, our talented band members, and we have many of those out there. And when I look across the room, I think about all the talent that we have in this room and how blessed we are because of that, and all of your commitment and dedication to the Mille Lacs band to make sure that we're successful as we move forward. And so I talked to Wendy because I seen her as really as going to be someone that is a strong leader. And of course, I talked to Sinjin Kanatsatega, who was who left to go to law school to learn, who knew that the band statutes inside and out, and Joe Nekwanewi Jr. And they all said, no, it's not really my time yet. And even though Wendy is an elected leader, and Joe's been running our corporate commission for years, and Sinjin left us to go to work for the Attorney General, the district court, so he's doing really well down there. And so after having those discussions, I told Emily that we have to do as much as we can in the next 4 years to continue to secure our future. And so we got to work really hard and making sure that the things we need to have accomplished get accomplished. And one of the many things that I'm proud about is that we got the reservation boundaries, the respect that we need, that this is our land and always will be our land. And it took me many years to do that. It took me many miles of tracking down federal people across the United States. But I'm just so happy that it got done, and even the state of Minnesota. And so I've been blessed with all the exciting things that we've been able to accomplish. And I think about you out there, that all the talent you have. And I think about some of our most recent leaders, and that's the Hinckley School, where these young ladies got up and said that they were going to fight for their rights as Anishinaabe, and they didn't let go until they had something accomplished, and they were able to get people across the whole United States to support them. And that's the kind of talent that we have. And I think about all the artists out there, and our singers and our language holders, our drum keepers, that are making sure that those ceremonies and our culture is forever practiced and move forward to the next generation. So when I think about today, it's a good day. It's, and I really appreciate this recognition, but today is about our new elected chief executive, Virgil Wynn. And that's who we're here to celebrate. And we're also, and we're here also to celebrate the new elected leaders as well. And I'm very proud of them. Because when I think about my discussion with Art Gobble many years ago, and this is one of my favorite stories. We were in Washington, D.C. at the Senate building, and we were having lunch, and he loved the bean soup there. So we always had to go there for lunch to have bean soup. And then he had told me at that time he wasn't going to run again. And he told me the story of leadership and who they looked at within the community. And he said that the elders had decided that they wanted me to assume that responsibility. And so I talk about you don't choose leadership. Leadership chooses you. And so that's why I've been really successful over the years, that it's fortunate to have all the support. And that's because of you, that you gave me your blessing and your power and your strength to go out there and fight the battles for all of us. And I really appreciate that. And so I say chi miigwech, and let us all pledge today that we will give all of these newly elected officials and our current elected officials all of the support and all of our power that they need to protect us and move forward. Miigwech.
We ask you to please rise for an honor song for outgoing Chief Executive Melanie Benjamin. Chi-miigwech singers. At this time, we will now swear in our newly elected officials. Our oath will be administered by Chief Justice Rhonda Sam. We would like to call up District 1 member for Nayashing School Board, Samira Kimpson.
Please raise your right hand. I, Samara Kipson,
Samara Kimpson. I, Samara Kimpson,
Nayashing School Board Member,
Neoshian School Board Member,
District 1,
District 1,
do hereby swear
do hereby swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
honor, and respect
honor, and respect
the Constitution
the Constitution,
of the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe
the Constitution of the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe,
and the laws
and the laws
of the non-removable
of the non-removable
Mille Band
Mille Band
of Chippewa Indians.
of Chippewa Indians,
And I will protect
and I will protect
the rights of the band,
the rights of the band,
members, and others
members, and others
under the jurisdiction
under the jurisdiction
of the non-removable
of the non-removable
Mille Band
Mille Band
of Chippewa Indians,
of Chippewa Indians,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge
discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
to the best
to the best
of my judgment
of my judgment
and ability,
and ability.
so help me,
So help me
get your money due.
get you money due.
Sworn in on the 9th of July, 2024. Here you go. It's yours.
Congratulations, Samira. We know you will excel in your newly elected position. Next, we'd like to call up District 2 member for Nayashing School Board, Sammy Thomas.
Please raise your right hand. I, Sammy Thomas,
I, Sammy Thomas,
Nayashing School Board Member,
Neosho School Board Member,
District 2,
District 2,
do hereby swear
do hereby swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
honor, and respect
honor, and respect
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe
of the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe
and the laws
and the laws
of the non-removable
of the non-removable
Mille Band
Mille Band
of Chippewa Indians.
of Chippewa Indians.
And I will
And I will
protect the rights
protect the rights
of band members
of band members
and others
and others
under the jurisdiction
under the jurisdiction
of the non-removable
of the non-removable
Mille Lacs Band
Mille Lacs Band
of Chippewa Indians,
of Chippewa Indians,
and that I will
and that I will
faithfully
faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge
discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
to the best
to the best
of my judgment
of my judgment
and ability.
and ability.
So help me,
So help me,
get your money due.
get your money due.
Sworn in the 9th day of July, 2024.
Miigwech. Thank you for the 24 people that voted for me.
Congratulations, Sammy. Again, we know you will do an excellent job for us and all of our children. Miigwech. Next, we'd like to invite up Nayashing School Board Chairperson-elect Leanne Benjamin.
Please raise your right hand. Oh, my, it's okay. I, Leanne Benjamin,
I, Leanne Benjamin,
Nayashing School Board Chair,
Nayashing School Board Chair,
do hereby swear
do hereby swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
honor, and respect
honor, and respect
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe
of the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe
and the laws of the non-removable
and the laws of the
Mille
non-removable
Lacs Band
Mille Lacs Band
of Chippewa Indians.
of Chippewa Indians.
And I will protect the
And I-
rights
And I will protect the rights
of band members
of band members
and others
and others
under the jurisdiction
under the jurisdiction
of the non-removable
of the non-removable
Mille Lacs Band
Mille Lacs Band
Chippewa
of
Indians,
Chippewa Indians,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the
discharge
duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
to the best of my judgment
to the best of my judgment
and ability.
and ability.
So help me,
So help me,
get your money due.
get your money due.
Sworn in on the 9th day of July, 2024.
Congratulations, Leanne. It's such an honor to see our school board built out with such great capable people, creative, energetic. This is going to have a really good influence on our future generations. Miigwech. Can we get another round of applause for our school board? Okay, next I would like to call up to the stage our newly elected District 1 Representative, Carolyn Bolio.
I'm ready.
Raise your right hand. I, Carolyn Bolio,
I, Carolyn Bolio,
District 1 Representative,
District 1 Representative,
do hereby swear
do hereby swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
honor, and respect
honor, and respect
the Constitution
the
of the
Constitution
Minnesota Chippewa Tribe
of the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe
and the laws
and the laws
of the non-removable
of the non-removable
Mille Lacs Band
Mille Lacs Band
of Chippewa Indians,
of Chippewa Indians,
and I will protect
and I will protect
the rights
the
of
rights
band members
of band members
and others
and others
under the jurisdiction
under the jurisdiction
of the non-removable
of the non-removable
Mille Band
Mille Band
of Chippewa Indians,
of Chippewa Indians,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of the office
of the office
to the best of my judgment
to the best of my judgment
and ability.
and ability.
So help me,
So help me,
get your money due.
get you money due.
Sworn in on 9th day of July.
All right, miigwech. I'm gonna say thanks. I just have just a couple words to say, and that's chi miigwech to everyone who has supported me. Extra miigwech to my mom, my dad, my family, my kids. Extra thanks to Danielle and Nicole for really walking me through this election process and helping me along the way. And I'm really looking forward to these next 4 years, working closely with the band assembly and our new chief executive. So miigwech.
Miigwech Carolyn, thank you so much. And we know you'll do a great job joining our other district reps and the hard work they do fighting for the rights of the band and pushing the band forward. So congratulations again. All right, here we go. Here we go, the big inaugural speech to come. Okay, here we go, Chief Executive Virgil Wind.
Please raise your right hand. I, Virgil Wynn,
I, Virgil Otis Wind,
this meeting, Chief Executive,
Chief Executive,
do hereby swear
do hereby swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
honor, and respect
honor, and respect
the Constitution
the
of the
Constitution
Minnesota Chippewa Tribe
of the Minnesota Chippewa Tribe
and the laws of the non-removable
and the laws of the non-removable
Mille Band
Mille
of
Band
Chippewa Indians,
of Chippewa Indians,
and I will protect
and I will protect
the rights
the rights
of band members
of band members
and others
and others
under the jurisdiction
under the jurisdiction
of the non-removable
of the non-removable
Mille Band of Chippewa Indians,
Mille Band of Chippewa Indians,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge
discharge
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
to the best of my judgment
to the best of my judgment
and the ability.
and the ability.
So help me get you money due.
So help me get you money due.
Sworn in on the 9th day of July, 2024.
Okay. Here he is, the man of the hour, Chief Executive Virgil Wind.
No crying, no crying, no crying, no crying. There's no crying in leadership. Ah, crazy, crazy, crazy. You see that picture? Before I get into my speech here, really, the reason that I put in all the work and the energy that I put into this community is because, and I am gonna cry, is because of the things that this community has done for that little guy, right? I wouldn't be here without each and every one of you guys and each and every family and each and every meal and each and every lift up and dusting off. And I'll get into that with my speech, but really just want you guys to know more than anything that I really, really appreciate the support. So I was gonna go all res girl and get angry instead of crying up here. All right, we'll get into this. I got about 15 minutes here if I don't veer off, but aning Wagush Indigenous, Bijou and Dudame, Mrs. Aganing and Dujaba. Fellow band members of the Mille Band of Ojibwe, honored dignitaries, whether we mentioned you or not, we're happy to have you here. In my eyes, everyone here is a dignitary, and I really love you guys, man. Friends, family, community members, specifically Mary Kunish, thanks for coming. My name is Virgil Wind, your new chief executive. I see there are a couple of my teachers in the room, and man, I tell you what, in kindergarten, those are words that they never ever thought would be said, man. So I'm not sure that I ever expected them either. So, you know, there are certainly those days when you're campaigning, when you're making an important decision, or when you're being sworn in to become the chief executive of the Mille Band of Ojibwe, where you question whether you're truly deserving. You question whether you have done the right things in your life to be the person that others can rely on. But with help, love, and support of your friends, family, and community, anything is possible. There's something in my eye. It is these vital support structures that have kept me from falling flat on my face multiple times in my life. More importantly, these supports have stood me back up and dusted me off and sent me back along my path countless times in my life. Some of these times, I didn't even believe that I was worth the effort and struggled with believing in myself. It is those times and those people that have got me here today. This is the result of every lesson, interaction, meal that I was served at all the houses that I was fortunate enough to call home. Words cannot express how extremely grateful I am for all of you over the years that have been here for me. Thank you. Yeah, I'll try that. He's gone. I stand up here today as a testament to those investments and the hope that was instilled in me over the years. Throughout the next phase of my journey, I hope to give that love back to my people. I hope to give that love back to all of you. With these supports, there's no telling what heights we can reach or how sturdy of a foundation we can provide for each other. As I look at the walls of this beautiful room at all of the past chiefs, it is still unreal to be up here. Shabashkung, Art Garbo, Marge Anderson, Melanie Benjamin, I have no doubt that they had great people in their lives as I do, who were there to support them through all their trials and tribulations. In that same vein, I want to extend my sincere thank you to all of my friends, family, and supporters who who helped me get here. I also want to thank all those who voted for change. In the Western traditional sense, one could suppose that I may not be qualified for the position of chief executive. I did serve one term as a District 1 representative, and you may have seen my face around a few times. In all seriousness, I have spent my entire life in service to the band and the band's people in some way, shape, or form. Whether it was mowing lawns as a kid, giving tours at the trading post as a shy teen, or building homes in our community as a young man, I've learned from each and every one of you, and I've loved every moment that it gave me with you, the people. These experiences, as well as my term as district rep, serve as the foundation for my knowledge of the Mille Lacs Band government. I also believe that it has more adequately prepared me for the role of chief executive. Throughout the years, nothing has given me greater honor than having the privilege to build our communities. Over the years, I've learned a lot. This one's gonna get you. I've learned from the politicians. This one's even better. I learned from the lawyers. Holy. I learned from the consultants, but most importantly, I learned from all of you. I learned how to pass a bill. I learned the importance of looking at them through multiple lenses, and I learned what I value most, the progress and well-being of our fellow band members. That is why during my time as District 1 representative, I pushed hard every day to learn as much as I could to help sustain, encourage, and champion band members. I can only hope that was an effective effort. But before all that, I was an entrepreneur for the majority of my life, learning early on that if I worked hard, dedicated myself to any goal, that I could become or be anything that I wanted. From the early days of making birch bark canoes with my grandma, to pounding nails in the blistering 30 below weather, I was fortunate enough to have multiple opportunities and multiple teachers along the way. You might be surprised how work in construction can teach you so much about life. I've used the word foundation a couple times today, and there's a reason for that. You see, it is the certainty of the foundation that provides for the beauty and integrity of all that is built upon it. When everything else breaks down, it is the foundation that remains strong, so that if necessary, that foundation can be built upon once again. The foundation of the non-removable Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe is in our people and in our children. It's you that's something that none of us should ever forget. And that's not all I learned working construction. I learned the importance of teamwork. I learned that to get any large project done well, you need a team capable of performing the work. That's not to say that you won't have some difficult days where you're behind schedule or over budget, or it looks like you're just not going to get the project done on time. But there are those days, on those days, you rely on your team. You rely on them to come together. You rely on them to put their egos aside and to find a way to get the project complete. To do that, you need people who are both willing and able to do that work with you. I feel like I've assembled some of those people here today. I'd like to introduce them to you. Throughout the course of my career, I have built the ability to construct teams to accomplish any goal. I want to take a moment to introduce you to the team that I will call on to serve you in this next role. As we set out on this next journey, we will add people along the way, but with this core team at the onset, I believe we can provide a great service to all of you. The first two people have been with me through my role as representative. First, there's Darla Roach. Please stand up, Darla. Please remain standing, Darla. Say, quit telling me what to do. Just like at home, I hear that you're not the boss of me. Darla has been with me over the last 4 years through thick and thin, always working tirelessly to bring joy and support to our communities. Darla will be coming with me to the Chief Executive's office as my deputy assistant, ready as always. Darla will be ready as always to make sure things get done. Next, my niece, Nicholas Cash. Please stand up, Nick. Nick has also been with me over the last 4 years. He has proven to be a strong leader in our community by being on the big drum, attending community events, and helping community members whenever needed. Nick will work as my district liaison so that I can continue to have eyes and ears on the ground as to what issues are affecting our band members. Nick, I can't thank you enough, and I'm glad to still have you with me. Congrats. We also are very fortunate to have Kiana Morrison rejoining our team. I have brought Kiana back to the band on account of her native roots and bubbly personality. Kiana is a great person to have in the office with her tremendous sense of humor and incredible ability to keep things light. It really is a skill. Someone once told me that you can't staff an entire office with intense personalities. That's my job, right? That's my job. Something's bound to blow up if you do. Kiana will therefore be serving as research and policy analyst within the chief's office to keep the rest of us from getting out of hand. Kiana, thank you for coming aboard and taking this assignment. Miigwech. Then there's Hannah Valento, the mother of dragons. I always thought that the reviser of statutes sounded kind of Game of Thrones-ish, you know, so over the years, she's been the mother of dragons to me, so we're so happy to have Hannah. I do have a little quirk here that we've successfully poached from the legislative branch, you know. Hannah has worked for the band since 2019 and is responsible not only for the tribal register, but also those beautiful statute books that you see printed here or there. Not to mention the numerous pieces of legislation she worked on and helped the band assembly to push through. Hannah will be working as my legal and policy counsel, continuing to keep an eye on the legislation produced by the band assembly, as well as helping me to set and enforce policy on the executive branch side. Hannah, I am so proud of your advancement, and I look forward to the great things that we'll accomplish together. Miigwech. Finally, just kidding. Finally, there's Adam Candler. Adam will be serving as my senior legal advisor. Adam has worked for the band for more than 7 years between 2015 and 2023. He started his legal career for the band in the Office of Solicitor General, and then he transitioned over to legislative in 2020 before leaving for the National Indian Gaming Commission. It wasn't easy It was not easy to pry Adam away from NIGC, but together we got the job done. And in the end, it's great to have you home, Adam. To borrow a term from the Tarot statute, this is my core crew, and I will be relying upon them to help build a better Mille Lacs band from now and into the future. If you would please give them one more round of applause. They all get all annoyed when I get all long-winded and they have to stand. They're just gonna continue to stand. But that's not the only help I have. The following executive officers have agreed to stay on for my transition. And for that, I cannot thank them enough. Executive officers, when I announce your name, please stand and remain standing until all the food is gone. Just kidding. First, Assistant Commissioner of Administration, Maria Costello. Maria is a longtime friend of mine who always stands up for what she believes is right. I'm so happy to have her on my team. Miigwech, Maria. Second, where'd he go? Just kidding. Second, there's the Commissioner of Natural Resources, Kelly Applegate. Kelly has a long history in the DNR and has done a great job leading his department. I look forward to what comes next, and the battles will still fight together. Miigwech, Kelly. Third, you guys have heard the term baby elder, right? Well, we have a baby commissioner. His name is, where is he at? His name, third, there's a Commissioner of Community Development, Tracy Burr. Tracy is the new kid on the block, as commissioners go, but I expect great things from him, and we're gonna work very well together. Fourth, Solicitor General Dog Eagle, Caleb Dog Eagle. Caleb has been with the band for 5 years now and has really grown into this role. He has really taken the heavy task of absorbing much of the band's conflict. And that's a burden I sincerely hope to lessen over time. Caleb, don't think that means I've risen above ruffling your feathers from time to time, though. Welcome aboard, sir. And then fifth, there's Commissioner of Corporate Affairs, Joe Naquinabe Jr. Joe is our most senior commissioner and has been in his role since 2012, a lifelong friend and recent sparring partner. I look forward to working with you, Miigwech. And finally, just suspenseful, huh? And finally, there's Health and Human Services Commissioner Nicole Anderson. So just to get this out there right away, you may have heard or may have perceived that there may be a conflict of interest by virtue of my election of chief executive. In all seriousness, Nicole has been with me through thick and thin. She is my life partner, mother of some of my children, Couple of them. She is also a fantastic Commissioner of Health and Human Services. We will need to have some discussions about how we can both perform our respective roles with the Mille Lacs Band without crossing any statutory or ethical lines. In fact, I have a letter teed up for the band assembly right after this speech, right? Please congratulate all my executive officers for the work that they do and their many accomplishments for the band. I view them as the foreman for our project in rebuilding the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe. They are there to keep the rest of us working according to the appropriate standards, guidelines, so that the project is completed on time and to the level that we all want it to be at. Please give them a round of applause. My cabinet is not full, however. There are still vacancies within my office and within the cabinet that we hope to fill as we move along. I do believe that we have a great core crew going in, and we do have quorum for APB. So with that being said, please be aware that there are currently 2 commissioner positions posted that we hope to fill very soon. And at this time, I would ask all Mille Lacs Band employees, MLCV employees, and casino employees to please stand up. Every employee of the band, please stand up. Stanley, stand up. Fellow band members, please take a moment to look around the room, whether you're an employee or not. These people have dedicated their lives to contributing to our beautiful communities. They have also dedicated their families to us. They count on us as much as we count on them. Going forward, please remember that we are all in this together, and that together we can provide a better future for us all. Thank you guys so much. We're going to do some great work together. You can have a seat now. I'm about half done here. Just kidding. It don't even smell like food in here yet. Now speaking of the band assembly. Band assembly, this is it. We're married. By that, what I mean is that we don't have a choice but to work together to build a brighter future for all of our members in our different communities. This partnership is like a family. It's like a family in the fact that no matter how much we disagree or dislike each other at times, we'll have no choice but to come back together and work together for the benefit of all of our members. I love you guys, man. Thank you so much. Man, there's a number of things that I look forward to collaborating with you guys on. First, I'd like to thank Carolyn Bolio on being sworn in as a new District 1 representative. I really contemplated putting this in there, but I don't know how she's going to replace her boisterous and questioning predecessor, but I'm sure she'll do great. I'm really looking forward all the way across, right, with representatives, all districts, man. I'm really, really looking forward to the true partnerships for the betterment of the band. We're gonna disagree, man. There's gonna be days when we dislike each other. There's gonna be days like there's been in the past where we're clashing, right? And when I talk about that marriage and that family, we're gonna be together, right? We're gonna be together. We're gonna be at the table no matter what. So I really look forward to what we can do together, you guys. I'd also like to thank District 2 Representative Wendy Merrill, District 3 Representative Harry Davis, and Secretary Treasurer Sheldon Boyd for their steadfast and loyal support to the band. I look forward to working with each and every one of you, and I can't wait to see what legislation we can accomplish together. I might have a few ideas, but please give them a round of applause. To the band members, I just want you to know how grateful I am. Grateful for your support, grateful for your compassion, your empathy, and your understanding that we're all in this together. I heard a saying once that resonates at times. The saying was, no human being likes change except for one with a dirty diaper. I know that I have the appearance of being a big, strong guy who doesn't ever question himself. I know that my voice carries when I speak, especially when I get passionate about something. And boy, do I get passionate about the band. About all things Mille Lacs Band. I know I tend to act like I have all the answers. The truth is that I question myself every day, wondering, rehashing whether I've done the right thing, whether I've made the best choices for our people, and I have cried from the difficulties our community has faced. And no, I don't have all the answers. But what I do have is strength. I have courage and the diligence to wake up every day and try to find solutions. Within the Mille Lacs Band and that little boy that you seen on the screen earlier today, I'm here because of the opportunities that were given. I'm here because of the people and the love that was given to me over time. And when we think about opportunities, sometimes we mix that up with jobs. I got a job, I got a job, I got a job, right? And what we have amongst the Mille Lacs Band is we have thousands of opportunities to become something tomorrow that you're not today. Each and every opportunity is really a lesson. You know, every interaction that we have, whether it be a handshake at a table, whether it be a passing smile on the street, or even when it's Nicole's furrowed eyebrows in the morning, really make us who we are. And through those opportunities and through those lessons, we're going to become better. One of the things that I'm most proud of as District 1 representative was that when I took office, and I say this a lot, when I took office, we had people that wouldn't come if so-and-so was here, right? I'm not going because he's there or she's there or that's my baby daddy. I'm just kidding. But, you know, what we've done and what we've really tried to do through all of the stuff that we've done is really tried to foster family, right? We've tried to bring together community. We've tried to make sure that each and every voice matters. And that's the leadership that I want to bring. I want to make sure that when you call and you have an issue that we figure it out. That's our job. Our first job, first and foremost, is to make sure that we're providing a better life for all of our members. And each and every one of the employees and the elected officials, the outgoing chief executive, everybody has done that for us, right? And we really can't do it alone, you know? So all through all these lessons and opportunities, you know, as long as we keep love and compassion in our hearts, we're going to be better. There will be times when I can't give everyone what they want. There will be times when I have to enforce a rule or policy, or even at times I'll have to let someone down. I won't enjoy that part of the job, but that's the job. That's what I've been elected and now sworn to do. We are in this together. I'll make one promise today. The promise that I can make today is that although I might not always get you the answer that you want, I'll get you an answer nonetheless. I cannot do this alone. Band Assembly can't do it. All the elected officials cannot do this alone. When we talk about opportunities, we talk about lessons, we can't do it. We need each and every one of you guys to take one of those opportunities and run with it, even if it's for a short time. When I think about what's plaguing our communities, what's going to bring us together and what's going to save us is being together as a people. It's going to save us by bringing us together and giving us that connection that we're lacking. And if we can do that, we're going to be a way better Mille Lacs band. When I was District 1 representative, somebody said, what's going to help District 1? I said, man, more people setting the right example, more people fighting the right fight, right? More people doing that. When I was a young child, I don't share this story often, but my grandpa had a boot, man. He had one leg shorter than the other. And I was embarrassed as a kid, man. I felt bad, still feel bad, right? That I was embarrassed of his boot. And nobody else's grandpa had that boot. And, you know, we'd go into public or he'd come into school and I didn't know, didn't understand, you know. And it was years after he passed, I was thinking about that. And my grandpa, he did every day, as long as we were with him, he delivered elder meals. And I remember as a kid, he had this really tall blue van, you know, and my grandpa, he would get out at every house and he would walk up to the elder and he would hand them their lunch and he would say hi to them and they mattered to him. And what it took me years to realize was that damn boot was on the right side, right? He had to lunge that boot into that van each and every time he got out of that van. And it took me years to realize the fight and the struggle that he had to do every single day to bring home $80 a week. Think about that, $80 a week, you know? And then we look at all the opportunities that we have. Right now we have venues, we have positions that haven't been filled for a long period of time. We have opportunities that no other tribe has. We have programs that no other tribe has. We've invested in our people. And now, like Joe said earlier, we need our people to invest back. We need you guys. If we want to get better as a Mille Lacs band, if we want to end the things that plague us, we can all do it. We can do it together. And I want to be that leader for you guys. Please be bold enough to take on this work with me and my team. Please remember how fortunate we are and how blessed we are to call this beautiful Mille Lacs our home. You are that foundation that I've spoken of, and I can't do this without you. We can't do this without you. So please, 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 a million pleases. Let's come together as a people and let's build a better future for the Mille Lacs Band of Ojibwe. At this time, I'd really like to, I think the food's ready. Are we ready with food? All right, so at this time, what we're gonna do is we have some limited elder plates. We are gonna ask, as has become customary here, is that we want to make sure that our elders are taken care of first. Billy, sit down over there. Just kidding. So what I'd like at this time, please, if you would, where's the buffet lines at? All of the elders will have plates. We don't need servers. All right, so elder servers, please come on up and help distribute plates. Elders, if you would like, please raise your hand because we don't want to be disrespectful. Man, you guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. That'll conclude tonight. Today, we're going to have a wonderful meal. It's an awesome buffet style dinner. I believe that we have Max Blake here. He's going to jump up here and sing some flute, play some flute for us. Man, I only got one word, man. One word. Onward. Onward, Mille Lacs Band. Let's go.